You know what? To be this humble, you have to be really good at it. And I'm just great at it.
Yeah. You are.
His energy was infectious.
So, back, Carl Reistrom from Human Technologies. You're the CEO. Thanks for, you've been on many, many times over the years, and you're a big supporter for our Stuff the Bus campaign at a time, and we appreciate that. So,
thanks for your time this morning.
Jim, you wanted to invite Carl on, and so why don't you introduce your friend?
Well, he's the CEO of Human Technologies, as you said. He's a pretty good golfer in his own right. He can hit the heck out of the ball. We don't always know where it's going, do we, Carl? And Carl, you're on your way to a wonderful golf tournament today from the Herkimer Arc, which is awesome. So, but we wanted you to update us a little bit on what's going on at Human.
We got a lot going on right now.
All right.
It's a wonderful organization. I just want to start out with that. Maybe my 10-year anniversary, August 1st.
Congratulations.
It's hard to believe that when I started, I was a young guy. Yeah, I was a young guy in the senior management team, and now we've had a lot of succession over the last couple of years. Got a lot of new great teammates. Actually, we just had a bunch of more rounds of promotions internally, which is great. So we've got a great team that they're putting our time, energy in, and they're really starting to take over. Gary Klein was our VP of Operations, retired on May 1st. Dan Kupiak, who's been with the organization I think he's been on here a couple of times. He's been with us for a good 15 years. He's now our VP of Operations. We did promote some other folks from within in various other roles. Sasha Congdon, Kara Manginelli. We've got some of our managers and supervisors in our commercial cleaning organization that were promoted to different roles as well. So we're really seeing the fruits of the labor, investing in our employees and growing from within. And actually, I think about 12 or 13 of them just completed the MVCC Manager or Leadership Institutes. That was a 10-month program. So I think one's kind of more for like first-time supervisors, others more or medium experienced supervisors, and they learned a ton in that. And it was over, they took notes, they had journals, and about 2 weeks ago, after we had the graduation, we took a picture upstairs, and I surprised them and said, "Hey, I want you guys to come to the leadership committee meeting next week. I want you to give a 3 to 5 minute update. What did you learn on this?" And boy, they all loved this. I mean, at first they kind of rolled their eyes a little bit and said, "Oh, yeah, really? I just did this 10 months. I graduated." But now they had that opportunity, and they presented to each other. Some did PowerPoint, some did just off the cuff. Others did prepared notes. The variety in their styles was reminiscent of different leadership styles. Everyone's got a different leadership style.
Is that the one they call Leadership Mohawk Valley? Is that the same program, or is it?
That's probably the next tier up.
That's the next one?
Yeah, it's the next tier up. So there's 3 tiers altogether. I think Alyssa Sacco runs that program. Denelli Partners, they're providing a lot of the leadership training that goes along with that. And of course, my phone is ringing here. It's going.
I've talked to people who've been through that, and they said it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I've heard
so
nothing
much.
but good
I've
things.
heard only good things about it. But I'm just going to say this about your program, because people may not have heard you before, and I'm not going to take a lot of time. But this is I love this program because you provide employment primarily to people with disabilities. That's what it was set up for, and they work, and they get paid for the work that they do, and you're not subsidized by the government. You don't get grants. This is a self-supporting program based on the services that you provide for private for employers. It could be government or it could be private. But the people that are in your program not only get a paycheck, but they get the dignity of being able to work and be productive, and at the end of the day, they can feel like they've accomplished something. And I think these other programs that just want to give people things for nothing trouble me. This one, I love this program. And I just want to say that quickly because people may not have heard you before. But
we're very fortunate that the organization has been set up like this. I mean, we've been in operations for almost 72 years, and it's evolved over the years. Now we are strictly an employer. We're as for-profit as you could possibly be. Like you said, we are self-sufficient, but that took a lot of work by people before me. Took a lot of hard work from our employees to get there as well. So, we're standing on the shoulders of what they've done over the years. And the nice thing is they've laid such a good foundation for us right now that, we're really ready to take off. I've got a goal for the organization to go from about 340 employees to 500 employees in the next 5 years. And so we've got a lot of different irons in the fire to get there. Some organic growth, some potential acquisitions. We just landed our first 3 contracts in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, as well as there's another opportunity in Philadelphia. It might be on the larger side that we've quote won it, but until we actually have the piece of paper and we start work, we're not going to count that just yet, but it's coming.
A lot of what you do are janitorial services, correct? That's a big part of the business.
That is, we call that our employment engine. It's probably half of our employment is in the commercial cleaning sphere. But human technologies, if you look at it from a corporate structure, there are really 5 different business lines under the human technologies umbrella, and commercial cleaning is one of those. It's probably one that you'll see the most. Our trucks out there, people wearing the polo shirts out there. But other lines of business that we have, not only here in the Mohawk Valley, but up and down the Thruway and down into Binghamton, Norwich area, now expanding into Pennsylvania. So we're on our way.
What type of services other than cleaning services do you do?
Well, in the Mohawk Valley, we have we've got a warehouse distribution facility. So we now own the old ECR building by the Boilermaker starting line. So we bought that about 2 years ago, transitioned the entire organization in there. We had a separate warehouse for probably since I've been here. So we're all now under that one roof. So we got manufacturing going on there, light manufacturing, packaging, assembly. Our uniform and apparel business, management services, is in that building as well. Essentially, customized websites that we create for either organizations, agencies, or even company stores. So you kind of go on and whatever you want with your logo on there, your name on there, whatever it is. Could be a hat, could be a polo, could be a pair of pants, boots, whatever you need. We'll make sure that we get it, keep in stock, and pick, pack, and ship it and send it to your house within a couple of days. So we've got, I'll say, in the commercial cleaning sphere, out of the 340 employees, probably about 150, 170 of those are in the custodial field. But it's the other areas that we want to grow as well.
Carl, that's what you mentioned, 340 positions currently, and you wanted to expand and grow. I didn't catch when you said it was at 300 or 400 or 500?
500.
500. I'm throwing the gauntlet down.
And again, these are a lot of people that other employers would not hire.
I'm not sure if they will or will not. A lot of our employees are fantastic employees, and a lot of times they just need a chance.
Right.
They need a chance. They need someone to believe in them. They need some support, working with their support structure, whether it's their job coach, whether it's their family. What potentially triggers do they have? Maybe Mondays aren't good for them. So it really just depends on. Everyone is very unique, so we have to treat them as unique. And our supervisor managers do such a wonderful job working with them and making them feel comfortable. Training them. Sometimes you need to retrain every couple of days, depending upon what your disability is. But we don't concentrate on disability. We concentrate on their ability. And I think that's the difference. It's the culture. It's us willing to go the extra mile, really work with them to, again, whether it's retraining or just taking them aside and say, giving words of encouragement. And we want them to succeed. And that's one of our goals, actually, is to not only keep in the organization, but if they want to grow beyond human technologies, we want them to go to that next job.
So, Carl, just as far as the increase in jobs, would that be just new contracts that would allow you to use your existing facilities to just hire more to do it? I mean, that's a lot of jobs are created, and it's great for business. But I'm just wondering, to the extent, how much do you have to build your company out to accommodate that, or do you already have the ability to accommodate that many new jobs?
So we've got to do a bunch of new things in order to do that. So we have to I'll build the infrastructure of the organization. So the first step was the building, getting the building over there and renovating that into our new home. Technology, we got to invest in technology. So we've got an ERP project. That's where our main computer system. We've got
what's the ERP stand for?
Enterprise Resource.
Oh,
something. IT guys are going to kill me on this one, but essentially new computer system. We've got a couple of different systems, a lot of different knowledge that's residing in people's heads that we got to get on paper. We got to get a system so we can scale. Anytime you want to grow, you got to be able to scale. And otherwise, you just keep throwing people at it, which is not a bad thing because that's what we're there for. We want to hire people, but you want to do it where you can actually make a couple bucks at the same time. Even though we're a nonprofit, we do like to make a little bit of money. It just makes it easier to pay your bills when you're in the black. So the IT infrastructure is important. Not only with that, but making sure your systems, your network is up to speed. We are CMMC certified now, which is cybersecurity maturity model matrix something again. So we're certified there as well. We want to be certified in the commercial cleaning field as well. So we got that. We're looking for a SIMS certification, which is pretty much like a seal of approval that we're doing things almost like a ISO 9000. So we're ISO certified as well as an organization. That'll just be another certification that we get. So we need to do all these things. So we have systems so people can follow them so they're repeatable. That's the most important thing when you're growing organically is you got to be able to grow your existing lines of business, but you got to do it efficiently.
And if your goal is to provide opportunities for individuals with the limitations like we've described here and give them an opportunity to work and grow, how difficult might it be in the region we're here to find over 100 workers that might fit those, I guess, desires that you have in terms of the employees, not only their qualifications, but also the limitations to kind of cater to the working pool that you're looking at?
So the good news is we're not only looking here in the Mohawk Valley. We're looking to expand. Really, Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse are some key markets that we want, and then Pennsylvania is another market that we're looking to expand in. So we've got a lot of partnerships with other organizations. Those Access VR or one thing that we were talking about off air is we're collaborating with ARC, Herkimer, and ICANN as well, and other nonprofits in the areas. How can we work together? Can we have an employment pipeline? So maybe someone at ARC. They're trained, they're ready to go. Now they're ready for full-time employment, or so they'll be a resource for us. I was just at Clear Path for Veterans last week in Chittenango in Syracuse. The veterans have a program there where I talked with their CEO for a while. They're going to come out and see us here in a couple of weeks. That could be another potential pipeline for us, bring veterans, just coming back, reacclimating into society, getting them their first step. And so I'm very excited about that opportunity.
I love that idea.
Because some of the people that get in the program eventually graduate, I'll use that word, to go into I'm going to say a regular employer where they don't have the support. They just go to work, say, at the Walmart distribution center or somewhere where they're now just like everybody else. Does that happen?
Quite a few. And again, we encourage them to do that.
And that's your success, right? When you get to that point.
Yeah. Again, it's the baby bird leaving the nest, and that's really what we want. And not only that, but we're also looking part of our growth strategy is another line of business where folks can graduate from what they're doing into another line of business, maybe more skill, more money. Whether that's in the trades, whether that's more in manufacturing, we're still sorting that out right now, but. That's really what we want is what does that career path look for them? And we want to keep them as long as possible, but when they're ready to go, when they need to go to make more money for themselves, for their families, or feel more challenged, we'll help them. We'll help them transition.
One other thing is some of the people, I'm assuming, are on some type of disability, probably SSD or one of those. And with that, there's a limit how much money they can make. Does this become an impediment to you for the people who are in your program that they would say I'd like to work more and make more money, but I don't want to lose my benefits? Is that an issue for you?
It's definitely challenging, especially now with the minimum wage going up and prevailing wage going up. The scales that they can make of the SSDI aren't keeping pace with that. So sometimes if someone's working 20, 25 hours now, they might have to work 3-4 hours less than they did a year ago. And they want to work. But the issue is once their benefits start getting impacted, trying to get them unimpacted is a lot of work for them. And sometimes
Meaning
it's
if
very
they've
difficult.
taken away your disability, then you go to get, because you can't work and you go to get it back, it takes forever.
Correct. Yeah, and that's the last thing we want is
Should it be a graduated scale so that as they're making more money, they still get their benefits, but maybe they get fewer benefits instead of it's a cutoff, right? It's a hard cutoff now.
Yeah,
If you
so-
go over the line, you're cut off.
Yeah, with anything, it's political. I think that's been different bills over the years, and they just don't see the light of day. So there is some movement right now, probably the most movement we've seen in the last 10 to 12 years to try to modernize some of those laws. So it's out of committee now, and it's actually hopefully it will advance to the floor. So we're really hoping that there's some modernization of some of these laws and other things which will really help people with differing abilities, find those employment opportunities in organizations like HT around the country.
It's wonderful. Thank you for coming in today,
That's
Carl.
my pleasure.
We appreciate it.
Carl Reistrom from Human Technologies. You are the CEO, and the main headquarters is again on, where's the address?
2201 Dwyer Ave. The website htcorp.net. Plenty of employment opportunities there to look at, and we always keep that updated. So if you're
You don't
looking
have
for
to
a
be
job,
disabled, right?
you do not have to be disabled. About 75% of our workforce does have some sort of disability, but if you got we'll find a place for you.
Yeah.
You want to work, we'll find a place for you.
Well, great organization.
And
You've
good
been
luck in your golf tournament today.
You've been doing it more than 70 years, so not you personally, but Human Technologies has. So it's a wonderful business. Thanks for being in our city,
My pleasure.
and all
Thank
the
you.
best luck to you in your expansion. And I'm sure we'll get another update in the future ahead.